Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Derptopia SMP. My name is Fiasco. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to be showcasing some of the new builds that we've done off camera in the village here. And the first one I'm going to show you is this fellow right here. Another one of our floating islands has mysteriously popped up out of the ground. And this little hole down here is definitely not big enough to make this make any sense at all. So I'm just going to dig this out a little bit here while we talk about what we are going to be doing today. And I think that I am a little burnt out on building, as I'll show you in a second here. I've actually been doing a lot of building in between episodes here to try and fill out the village and make it seem a little bit more cohesive, I suppose. This looks a little bit more appropriate. Probably take a little off the top here. You don't want it to look like it came from nowhere. And I decided that the lore of these floating islands is these islands have saplings. The trees that are on them are saplings from our calamitry. And they're just like magic, and they're so powerful that the tree started floating, and it took the earth with it. I'll need to light this up a little bit later on, and I guess let's collect this dirt. I did burn through a lot of it in this last little while building. So much of it, in fact, that I kind of wished I had a better storage area for it. Don't mind this box. There's a villager in here. His name is Uhasaduo. I was rushed when I was naming him. Don't judge me. So we've got a few more villagers in here. It's nothing really special. It's just honestly a couple of masons. Oh, there's one right now. And that's only so I can get bricks. They weren't converted. They're nothing special. I just want bricks from them. And you don't need to convert villagers to get the best price on bricks. So I also did that. So if you see a few villagers bobbing around, that's what they're there for. And they will stay in their room forever. I probably won't get more villagers. I think that just having the stonemasons is good enough. But let's get on to today's project. And our first project will be showcasing our builds. So we had these two towers over here and a very similar one behind me, but we have built another one over here on Turtle Mountain on one of the shoulders of the turtle, looking fine. This one I built diagonally, and I thought that that was a little bit neat. Same style as the others, but just built a little bit different. And this one over here, oh no, it has fallen. The architecture didn't work out too well on that one, and it now lies in rubble. As does this one here. This was a stream project, and it turned out really, really, really good. I had no idea what this tower was going to look like before we started building it. Built it all on stream, and it just turned out fantastic. Now this one, this is the tower that I was talking about earlier, where Shadowbringer crashed into it as he was making his final descent, and the rubble just ended up looking really nice. The terraforming, or the landscaping all around it, looked really good. And if I needed to build this tower full and complete, I would have no clue what it would look like above the section that's destroyed. But I don't need to build the tower completely because it is destroyed, so I don't worry too much about that. But I really like it. I think that that adds a lot of nice lore and history to that. And then here's our other tower. And over here, this is something I built on a whim just on the afternoon of one of the weekends. This is a ruined castle that I put on this hill. Now this, let's take a little land in here, and I'll show you around. This may look a little bit bigger, but it's actually nothing fancy at all. Basically, all I did was start by planning out where these towers were going to go. So I built a square one there, a skinny one there. I needed a gatehouse, so I put two towers there, another tower, and then I just built up a few good towers, destroyed a few towers, built our gatehouse, and this actually ended up being very cute. I didn't ruin this at all because I figured this would probably have been built a little bit sturdier than the rest of these towers and whatnot. Just a little bit more architecture and engineering going into the gatehouse. So that's where we are with that. And my idea for this fortress is this is just like all the other towers you just looked at, 100% aesthetic. There's no purpose for this except to add a little bit of lore to the world, which I'll explain in a minute, and to have a backdrop for my base. So I'll show you what I mean here. So from this side, this is my tree harvesting field, and I'm hoping nobody comes and lives here. They could if they wanted to, I suppose. I do have a sign here, which, I mean, maybe they would take this as a claimed area, but really this is just so that they know this is where I come to harvest my trees. And over here we can kind of see it, and people will be able to see that a person's base is over there from here. And then once you pass this, you kind of enter my domain a little bit. And the reason I put up all of these towers, 100% of them, is to mark out my territory. Because I didn't want to do a big wall around this place, like I've mentioned several times. But I still needed a way for people to know that I'm working in the area. This one isn't very tall, which is a little concerning, but I would like to think that people would still be able to see it from far enough away. Can we land it? We can. So this you could see from quite the distance away, this very abnormal peak here, and people would just think, oh, hey, maybe someone's building over here. Maybe I shouldn't put anything super close to it. So that's the whole idea behind it. The floating islands are kind of the same thing. It's just a little more of a 3D effect to it. And I'm excited to put a few more of those in. I might put another one over here just to kind of fill out the airspace. I do have other plans for things that I'm going to have in the sky a little bit later on. Came up with a very cool idea today for something that I might put over here. But that's all kind of farther down the line stuff. That's some like big mega stuff. So I also didn't realize that there was a hill over here. The reason I put my fortress on this hill is because it was kind of the closest hill to my base area, and it's, to be honest, kind of a pathetic hill. Let's sleep and I'll show you the path up to it. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to put like a big, nice, grand castle there or something else, and I just kind of decided on this aesthetic castle because it's not a big enough hill for me to like build a mega castle on, but it really felt like something needed to be on the hill. I didn't want to just do another tower. So in my mind, the ruined keep, it still acts as a watchtower for the kingdom. It just doesn't act as like our primary defensive fortress like it would have way back in the day. Another neat thing. Aha, yes. You can kind of glide underneath this area here because of the hitboxes. Another neat thing of this is the towers are built in a slightly different style with different wood. I mean, it's kind of the same style, but they're built with different materials because these towers are no longer in style, let's say, in season. They're obsolete. Military technology has moved on since the days that they were made, and now we build in a slightly different style because that's how technology works. It advanced. But that is the spiel about my new buildings, and of course I've done some work here, added in some fields and these street lamps and stuff. I do apologize if my building sometimes goes a little bit fast, and I do a lot of it off camera. I don't mean to disclude you from the process, it's just that when I start building, I am just a guy who likes to get in the mood and build. And sometimes recording videos is a lot of work and really slows me down. And so I don't do it. But if you would like to see more of the building process, I will try my best to show them to you. We don't need this anymore. People probably know that this is a claimed area, hopefully. Hopefully we don't have to make that too clear. Also, our mine over here is going to get an upgrade at some points. I haven't forgotten about this project. It even says mine right there, so that we know what it is. Now, on to today's actual project. Like I said, I'm a little burnt out on building. I've been doing a lot of it. As you can see, I really just kind of wanted to get our area sectioned off, at least. Get those towers up so people knew that someone was over here. Now I need something practical to work on, and there's a lot of fun ideas for farms that we can put in that look good but also serve a practical function. A wool farm is kind of high on my priorities because of what I want to do in this space right here. It's a nice big space, and I think this is where our next big build is going to go. Our next building type thing is all of this space here. Hopefully that's enough space for it because I don't really want to cut down this forest. And then after this, we will go on and build something else, somewhere else. But in the meantime, I need a storage system, and it's not the highest priority in the world. I mean, I've got a place to store my stuff, but this storage under here kind of really doesn't cut it that great. It's very manual. It takes a long time for me to go through and do stuff, and I would like a storage system for things like this: my dirt, my stone, my granite, my tuff, all of these earthy things that I use in bulk. I would like an automated storage system for. Now, they're not that hard to build, and I've built them before. They just kind of take up a little bit of space. So I wanted to allocate some space today for that, and I think I kind of want to build it over here, maybe. Maybe tuck it into the forest a little bit. I do want it close to my main base and my main builds because I want it to kind of be running when I'm in the area. So let's see if we can find a good spot for it, somewhere kind of close to our tree. Now, a smart person would say, put it underground or put it in the tree or something. But I don't want to do that because this is an opportunity to have a themed build. I think we are going to go right here. And I don't want to waste that opportunity. Like, we could have our own little storage system in a warehouse or something cool like that. We can have something that looks a little more industrial going on, something to serve as kind of the town's storage silo. I don't know yet, but I do know that we need it, and we might as well take the opportunity and have some fun with our build. That's what I want all of the things around here to be, is just like our little smelting area over there. I want it to be an area that looks like it has a function. It's not just a storage system with a concrete box around it in the middle of nowhere for no reason. That's not satisfying to me. So we need to think of a design for it. But before I design the building, I do want to lay out the system, so I need to know how much space I need. So I'm going to quit jib-jabbering away and go ahead and clear these trees out and then lay out an area, maybe get something flattened off a little bit, and see if we can find something that's going to work for us. All right, so I'm like 80% sure these are the things that I want. And it's ended up quite long because I'm not super confident in my engineering skills in order to do like twisty bits and whatnot. I probably could have had it come square and done a bit of a 90-degree angle with my sorting system, but that's okay. I don't mind that it's long because this is going to end up being quite a bit wider, actually, once the redstone is all in, and we're going to end up with a building that looks a little bit squarer than it looks right now. Now, we need more chests and more wood, and if I'm being perfectly honest with you, I don't really have a plan of how I'm going to do this. I never really thought about it. Why is this tree like this? Oh, I got creepered here the other day. I got double creepered, actually. It was right here and right here. I was like, oh no, a creeper. Oh, I'm all right. Boom! Sucker punched. Neither of those nerds killed me, though, because I am, of course, superior. But they ruined my trees, which is fine because these were probably going to get taken down anyways. I'm not going to take down all of the normal trees, the normies, but I would like to, hopefully, all of the, like, main area of my place, I would like to be all custom. Did some of these ugly little guys the other day, and when I built this, I called it ugly, and people were like, I did it on stream, people were like, oh, it's not ugly, it's cute. And I'm like, no, it's okay, because some trees are ugly. That's nature. Not every tree is beautiful. This tree can be ugly. That's fine. It still adds a unique property to the build, which is really what I was going for. Not everything needs to be pretty, but things should be unique. So let's finish clearing this area. What's going on with this tree? Those are weird leaves. All right. All right, I think I'll get these chests set up and maybe get them 2 or 3 rows each. Three is probably the sweet spot. And that'll be good. There'll only be item frames on the bottom and maybe not even item frame. Oh, because these are all blocks. Actually, I could put the block like in the floor to show what these are. Item frames cause lag is why I'm concerned about that. If you haven't heard that before, quite a few item frames can cause lag in an area, and Sorting systems are, and big storage systems are a massive cause of lag, especially just like if every player has one. So I'm trying to keep this quite modest, and I think that this is a pretty modest system here. Yeah. Thankfully, we are going to need a lot of wood, and thankfully, this is the thankful part, I said that too soon, we actually got a big old shipment of wood the other day, a shulker box of each wood type, to be exact, and I didn't pay that much money for it. Our shopping economy right now is great, although I think that prices are being raised because we fixed the issue with diamond generation that we were experiencing. So that is amazing. My cat's being noisy. Buddy, stop it! I'm crafting chests! Oh boy, he's going to want attention. All right, I'm going to turn off the recording so I can pet my cat for a minute. Let's set up the rest of our chests. Oh, and then we got to make hoppers. I'm going to have to steal some iron for that. And that's all the redstone done and dusted, at least for the sorting systems. And if you were screaming at your screen earlier because you're like, oh, Fiasco, you forgot sand. You're right, I did. So we've got one for sand and one for sandstone, which I don't know if I'm going to do smooth sandstone or regular sandstone. I kind of use more smooth sandstone. But either way, the textures are the exact same, and I couldn't get the cobbled version to show up, so we are just going to do one for that. And after a little while, we have got something that I am pretty proud of. Well, it's a little preemptive. I haven't tested it yet. I'm pretty sure it'll work, though. I was just getting the filters set up, so everything should be funneling through. Yeah, it looks like the last of it will have been in place. This one is overflow. That shouldn't have anything. Perfect. So I think that everything is correct. A creeper did come along and give me a little hello surprise right in this area. Thankfully, I was just far enough over where the only thing it really destroyed was the chests and some of the floor. It didn't mess with the water or the filters at all. So a bit frustrating, but I'll take that as a success nonetheless. And if another creeper comes by, I would be screwed because I don't have my fireworks on me. We need... Perfect. Okay, so let's give this bad boy a test. And I guess let's dump in some of those. Some logs, which should go into the overflow, that as well. Let's go and grab a few more things and just see how they fare. Now, I guess I should show you how the water stream is set up. So auto dropper should shoot it into this water stream, which should push it into there. That might not work. Already I see a problem. Hold on. Alright, so a stupid amount of time later, I believe I've fixed the issue. I just kind of put everything too close together, and yeah, it was making it so that things weren't flowing properly, but I'm pretty sure it works now. So let's give this a test. I did throw some stuff in there a minute ago, but it's not in the overflow chest, and that is a little troubling. Oh, it's because I picked it back up. It was getting caught up in this corner here because it was a glass block. It was going here and then going up, but because this is glass, it was just kind of like phasing into it. So I'm hoping that a solid block solves that problem. So let's put in something that shouldn't filter into anything. It should go to our overflow. And let's just see how it goes. So we see it going through there. It's going to go up. And then it should have no problem traveling all the way to here. It should have no problem at all traveling this direction or this... It's still getting caught there, huh? There's not enough momentum is the problem. Which is bad. Very bad news. I don't know what I can do about that. That sucks. That really sucks. Yeah, just getting stuck. Okay. Hi everyone, Fiasco from the future here, or past, or present, depending on when you're listening to this, and when I recorded it. So, I seem to be missing a full clip of me finishing this episode and showing you the finished redstone. Not sure at all where it went, or how I managed to mess that up, but it's gone. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to show you kind of the finished redstone, and also you're going to get a bonus of seeing the building that I ended up putting up, because last night on Friday I did a live stream and we started working on the building. I worked on it for the rest of the night, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's not 100% done, but we are going to jump into that. Just wanted to give you a heads up because, you know, there's been some major progress since the last clip, and we will try to avoid this in the future by just making sure our recording software works properly. Anyways, here we go. As promised, here we are, and as we crest this hill, we see our warehouse. A little bit overgrown, a little bit ruined, and I love it. Let's go inside and then I'll show you the outside first. So here we are on the inside. Nothing horribly fancy in here. I have decided to kind of focus efforts on more exterior, but this is all form over function? No, function over form. It's meant to be more practical than good looking. And back here, I actually decided to leave a lot of this stuff exposed. I was going to kind of hide it all, but I mean, this is a world where I guess science does exist, and this technology all might be available. So I just decided to not hide it all. But if I don't want to see it, then I just don't go down that way. And of course, this stuff is working, hopefully pretty good. Let's just check our overflow chest here. Nothing in there. I might have sorted that out too. It's not a perfect system, but it will do the trick for now. And I don't think I actually have a way to get to the roof besides flying. Let me show you it from the sky. So as you can see, we went with like a very overgrown, ruined look with it. And on the top of the roof, I actually installed a lot of moss, and I think it looks amazing. And I'm probably going to do a lot more of this down on here too. I just didn't have time to do that last night. So yeah, our roof is completely overgrown. Our wall over here has actually collapsed in and kind of exposed everything. I'm pretty sure I got this so that a creeper couldn't like walk in from the... I'm in a block. Oh boy. I'm pretty sure I made this so that... Get away from me. That cursed granite. Yeah, pretty sure a mob wouldn't be able to actually get to me from over here. So this kind of does work. I can't even figure out how to get out of here, so it's probably mob proof. Let's get on out of there. But yeah, that was kind of a spur of the moment decision to break that wall up and make it look a little bit more run down. Over here, I'm probably going to do a little bit more work here. This is kind of meant to be like one big industrial door. But I couldn't really get it the way that I wanted to. So right now our door is just like here, which works. And then on the roof, there is just this little kind of gazebo area over here, which I think is kind of cute. And I'll need to put a stairway or a ladder or something in order to access this and make it make a little more sense. But yeah, I don't mind leaving this stuff exposed in here. I mean, we all know what's going on back here anyways, so why try to hide it all? The design of this building was 100% just me throwing blocks down and seeing what happened, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. It's a little less industrial than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. In my mind, this is the town's old industrial warehouse, and we're going to be building some more like industrial things in the future that'll be more modern and new. But this warehouse was kind of just like abandoned by a factory, and now the townspeople use it for kind of their day-to-day stuff, which is why it's so overgrown and neglected, and I think it's very cute. It also blends in pretty good, like it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb, which I'm pretty happy with. I didn't want this area to turn into one big warehouse. I still like having the forest and the greenery here. So that's it. That's the build. I got to show you a little bit more today than you normally would have seen just because of circumstances being what they are. But I really hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed building it, and it was kind of fun to tackle a little redstone project here. Even though I totally bungled it up and it turned out kind of whack, I still had a lot of fun. So Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. My name is Fiasco, and I will catch you in the next one.